Let us pray. Father, I want to begin by thanking you for the privilege of being alive today.
Yes.
And being alive in the state of Alabama and especially in the city of Montgomery. And I'm grateful for every person gathered here, oh God, and for the leaders. And I'm going to pray, Father, intently. I'm going to pray bodaciously that everything that's done will be filtered through what your desire is for our community and for every individual. Thank you for our leaders. Thank you for the people who work here. Thank you for folks in law enforcement. God, just thank you. Thank you. Most of all, during this season of the year, Father, I'm thankful for him who can empower and give direction and guide us to become the nation and the city that you would have us to be. And I pray your blessings upon that. I pray in the awesome name of your Son, Jesus. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, John Ed. Please join me in the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you for your participation in the prayer and the pledge. Need a motion for the approval of the December 3rd, 2024 work session minutes.
Motion to adopt.
All in favor, please raise your hand.
It's going to be 3. I need, no, it's going to be 4. I need 6 to abstain.
There you go.
All right. Got it. 4-1.
Let's try it. Vote again.
4 was a no. We had 5.
Huh? We have 5? Okay.
Yeah,
We had
we're
5
fine.
people.
All right.
And 6 had to abstain because he was not present for that meeting.
So what we got? We get 5?
That was a majority of.
Yeah, this is majority.
5.
We
Okay,
good.
majority of what we had. Okay,
Yeah.
good.
All right.
Okay.
Need approval of the December 3rd, 2024.
Make a motion to adopt.
All in favor, please raise your hand.
8 with 3 abstaining.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, Council. Mayor, Mr. Mayor. Yes.
Thank you, Mr. President. Good evening. Good to see everybody. I want to wish everybody Merry Christmas and a joyous holiday season. We also want to say to those observing Happy Hanukkah as well. We're grateful for everyone here in the city of Montgomery. We're not going to do a traditional mayor's message. We'll save that for the next council meeting, but we do want to kind of cap our year with just some of the highlights for the city for 2024, as this is the last council meeting. It's been a good year of teamwork and collaboration, not only from local government, but for the business community, philanthropic community, grassroots, everybody pushing together. It doesn't mean that you always agree on everything, but I think overall it's been a very good year for our city. And I think it deserves to be shared. And I think you all need to take pride in the work that we'll highlight here. It's not everything, but we think it's a good compilation because we know you don't need to work to spread bad news. That'll go by itself. You got to work to spread the good news. So we want you all to share some of this because going into 2025, we're going into it with a much more aggressive and ambitious mindset to win even more as a city and to make sure that we're putting Central Alabama and the state itself in a better position by the things we do right here in our community. So to begin, I want to just share one of the major highlights, and that's Meta's announcement of a historic $840 million investment in Montgomery with the Meta Montgomery Data Center. Alabama is poised to become the only state in the union with 2 Meta data centers when the facility is completed. The center will support 100 operational jobs and more than 1,000 construction jobs to build the site. But the big part of that is where it now puts us as a city when it comes to the knowledge-based economy. Having the brand of Meta invest in Montgomery as opposed to maybe cities that other people would expect was a big win for us. We kind of forgotten about it because it was March and it came with a real quick timeline. But it was some of the most adrenaline-packed negotiations and discussions I think that we've had, not knowing who it was, but having a sense of that it was somebody globally big. And for us, this is major because it now puts us in the pipeline for other opportunities. And so I'll just say this, stay tuned because it won't be long before we'll have another announcement very similar to this one. And that's because of the work of the people of Montgomery and the citizens and everyone, again, pushing forward in the right direction. Next slide, please. City of Montgomery also earned recognition from U.S. News and World Report with some impressive numbers. Montgomery ranked as the 7th most affordable city and the 36th best place to retire. Perhaps most impressively, however, was Montgomery being ranked number 54 on the publication's Best Places to Live list. The ranking featured a leap of 40 places in the rankings for the city, one of the largest year-over-year jumps made by any city on this list. When you're ranked in this level, again, it's not just because of any one person, it's because of the community working together and really moving things forward. This was a major success, a major point of recognition for the city, and I think it surprised some people. But for those of us who have been doing the work, and many of you who've been doing it in your respective circles, you shouldn't have been surprised because you all have been putting in the work various ways that have been moving this city forward. So that national recognition, I believe, is just part of a trend of what we'll continue to see as we bring about better government, as we bring about better business practices, as we bring about better cooperation with one another. And so again, when you're hearing some of the bad news on social media, and that's not by accident, social media highlights the bad news, and we understand the algorithms and all of those things. Make sure you're sharing some of this good news. Make sure you're sharing this on your feed and your circle with your platform about a place where you live or a place where you work or a place where you visit, because that's what we're going to continue to push moving forward. Our city's beautiful Whitewater facility also was named Time Magazine's list of world's greatest places, a list of 100 different locations across the globe. Montgomery's Whitewater's rafting, paddleboarding, and kayaking opportunities are drawing international recognition. They also help in economic development, by the way. Montgomery Whitewater hosted the U.S. Open Whitewater Championships and the 2024 Canoe Slalom and Kayak Cross Olympic Team Trials, and is slated to host several national competitions in 2025, further increasing the exposure of our great community. Montgomery Whitewater was built with the help of state, local, and community leaders who formed the Montgomery County Community Cooperative District. Again, another feather in our cap for city and county working together, business working together, and the entire community working together, helping us to rebrand the city, helping us show a different side of the city with outdoor recreation being such a key to quality of place and quality of living opportunities when we are pushing for projects like Meta and others. This is very key, as well as some other things along with the trails and things that we'll mention also. But it doesn't end there. Montgomery was named one of only 25 U.S. cities selected to take part in the prestigious Bloomberg American Sustainable Cities Initiative. The program, launched by Bloomberg Philanthropies in March 2024, aims to provide extensive support to cities like Montgomery in their pursuit of solutions to combat climate change. Under the Bloomberg American Sustainable Cities program, Montgomery will receive multi-year deep and tailored support, as well as technical assistance to design, develop, and implement climate change and equity solutions. The city will collaborate closely with community partners to ensure the creation of thriving, climate-resilient neighborhoods that benefit all residents. Montgomery was also awarded a $36 million Reconnecting Communities grant, a key component for reconnecting neighborhoods and linking parks, trails, and development along the Civil Rights Trail in West Montgomery. The grant is the largest competitively awarded federal grant the city of Montgomery has ever received. And we're proud of it, not just because of the $36 million that we received from the Biden-Harris administration and the Department of Transportation, but more importantly, what it has already manifested in those that have come and asked us, now that we have been put on the map with this grant, how they can be a part. This will certainly be the key to the ignition that we look at when we consider West Montgomery's revitalization and the I-65 corridor as well. So proud of the work that everyone in all of our departments did to make this possible. Proud of the teamwork that we put forward and certainly proud of the continued interest from public-private partnerships that we're seeing from around the country because of this great grant. We also want to highlight our community partners, like Faulkner University. We entered into a partnership to waive 60% of tuition costs for Montgomery Police Department employees. Montgomery Police Department employees can also designate up to 2 friends, some good friends, or family members, I didn't know it was friends, to receive a 50% tuition discount. Everybody, all y'all gonna have some friends now. I thought it was just family. I missed that part. But both MPD employees and their designees will also receive a 5% discount to Faulkner's Law School. No offense to the lawyers, but we don't need another lawyer in this town. No offense, Stacy. Also, we want to highlight the American Aspiration Tour. John Hope Bryant's American Aspiration Tour through Operation Hope also paid a visit to Montgomery, as American financial literacy entrepreneur and businessman John Hope Bryant shared an inspiring message about achieving financial freedom and economic inclusion. All of these accolades helped Montgomery to impressive economic progress in 2024, including over $1.1 billion in capital investments, 600 new jobs, 120 pending projects, and $2.2 million in new site development. As part of our Montgomery Forward initiative, we're reinvesting that $50 million into the core of our community. You can see it now coming out of the ground as we have all been waiting for these last couple of years. We're appreciative of our pipes department and Kippy Tate and others that have been leading this initiative, because Montgomery's neighborhoods, community centers, and public safety infrastructure and public transportation needs are at the core of these improvements that we're excited to see come together as we look forward to 2025. We began renovations on various community centers around our city and also broke ground on a new community center along Calmar Drive. After recalibrating a little bit, that's now coming into focus with a center and a space that everyone will be proud of. Community centers are the heart of Montgomery, providing vital spaces for connection, growth, and opportunity. They serve residents of all ages, offering educational programs, recreational activities, and essential resources that strengthen our neighborhoods. These centers promote unity by bringing people together, fostering relationships, and creating a sense of belonging. From after-school programs for children to wellness activities for seniors, our community centers empower each and every individual and family to thrive right here at home. Investing in our community centers means investing in Montgomery's future, building a stronger and healthier and more vibrant City Hall. In 2025, we also look forward to seeing Sheridan Heights, Crump, Chisholm, TRC, and the aforementioned Calmar completed and in use by our community. Again, if you ride by these community centers right now, you can see the progress that's been made this year, and so we'll be looking at their completion in the first part of next year. With about 20,000 square feet of space near the intersection of West Fairview Avenue and South Court Street, a reimagined Fire Station 10 stands out as another major transformative project. A roughly $8 million project as part of the $50 million bond allocation that I mentioned earlier. The new Fire Station 10 is just one step in what we believe will be historic growth in West Montgomery, and a symbol for what this entire city can be. We are focused on projects that transform our community, and this capital project is part of our larger goal to reinvest in our neighborhood. Now, the opening of Montgomery Small Business One-Stop Shop, or SBOSS as we call it, is another recent milestone poised to carry us into another prosperous year. Supporting small businesses and entrepreneurs is not only key to our community, it's key to our economy. And we want to make sure that we're continuing to support all of them in what they do. Because SBOSS offers comprehensive support services to these entrepreneurs and small business owners in Montgomery and in the county, and it's the primary resources for those navigating their small business journey. Not always an easy journey if you don't have the support and if you don't have the structure, as many of you know. Recently, 22 local small businesses were chosen as recipients of Access Montgomery's Seed Grant, which in addition to financial support, offers small businesses access to the Small Business One-Stop Shop suite of services. ranging from $500 to $5,000. The seed grants awarded serve to empower small businesses and drive economic growth and economic development right here in the city of Montgomery. Now, I would like to take a moment and extend a special thank you to everyone who attended this year's Christmas parade and everyone that played a part in making it a spectacular event. Special thanks to our Cultural Affairs Department, Montgomery Police Department, our street maintenance and traffic engineering teams, and countless other city employees that also had a hand in the parade's preparation and execution. And I'm told if you missed it, you'll be able to catch it on Christmas Day on CCC TV. Additionally, we'd also like to thank WSFA 12 News for broadcasting the parade live. CCC is available on Charter Cable 181, Wild Cable Channel 96, and on YouTube. Residents can also view live City Council, Planning Commission, and Board of Adjustment meetings, press conferences, live events, and more on these channels. CCC also has an app that's available on Roku and Apple TV and can be downloaded on your smart TV or your mobile device. And if you missed that all important, exciting Planning Commission meeting, that invigorating City Council meeting over Christmas break, you can pull it up on your app for just-in-time viewing. Why y'all laugh? Nobody wants to go back and watch? Okay. I would also like to remind residents that City Hall will be closed on Wednesday, December 25th in observance of Christmas Day. Regular operations will resume on Tuesday, December 26th. I also want to note that there will be no change in the sanitation schedule with the holiday falling on a Wednesday this year. Also, make plans to join us for a special Hanukkah celebration and menorah lighting on December 30th at 5:30 p.m. at City Hall. Celebrating the triumph of hope, perseverance, and faith, the ceremony helps remind us of the importance of light overcoming darkness and the power of community during challenging times. Hosted in partnership with the Jewish Federation of Central Alabama, we welcome everyone to participate as we bring residents together to honor tradition, unity, and joy. We look forward to gathering with you. Mark your calendars and make your plans to join us downtown for the countdown event on New Year's Eve as we ring in the new year together. Come experience live music from DJ Wright and True the Star and enjoy food, vendors, fun, fireworks in the heart of our city as we ring in 2025. And if it gets real late and gets real fun, maybe Glenn Pruitt will break into a song for us and we'll have us an even better time coming into it. No? All right. Well, we'll see if we can tempt you a little bit. But as we gather to celebrate the holiday season, I want to take a moment to extend my warmest wishes to each of you. The holidays are a special time to reflect on the blessings in our lives, to connect with loved ones and friends, and to share in the spirit of giving and gratitude. And we do a great job of that around this community. So many of you are involved through your churches, through your houses of worship and other organizations that you have been doing it practically since Thanksgiving and you never stop because you do it almost year round. But we appreciate that. Montgomery thrives because of the dedication, resilience, kindness, and care of its people. And so as we celebrate, let us carry the spirit of kindness and togetherness into the new year and continue to build a brighter future for our city. May your holidays be filled with joy, peace, and togetherness, and may the new year bring hope and opportunity for all in our great city. Please stay safe as you travel and gather with loved ones, and together we'll make Montgomery shine even brighter in 2025. That concludes this week's message, the last one of 2024, Mr. President, and I thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you, Mayor. Any questions for the mayor? All right, thank you. All right, next we will have a presentation to Officer Phillip J. Penn by Sheriff Eric Cunningham on the behalf of the Exchange Club. Y'all give him a round of applause as he comes.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I'm Derek Cunningham. I'm the sheriff of Montgomery. But also, I'm the state president for the Exchange Club. And what we normally do every year around April, May, is we recognize a law enforcement officer of the year. And this time, we're recognizing Officer Penn. Officer Penn, if you would come. He was deployed in the military at that time, so he wasn't able to come and get his plaque. But on behalf of the Exchange Club, this is one of our mandated programs where we recognize a law enforcement officer of the year, and on behalf of your coworkers, your supervisors, and the citizens here in Montgomery, we would like to say thank you for what you've been doing, thank you for what you're going to continue to do, and thank you for the outstanding work and leadership that you've done for our community. It does not go unrecognized, and on behalf of the Exchange Club, we'd like to honor you with the Law Enforcement Officer of the Year plaque and say thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you. Congratulations again. Thank you, Sheriff Cunningham. All right, any special committees report? No special committees, all right. Madam Clerk?
Mr. President, the consent agenda, items 1 through 12, which the council needs to approve and authorize the mayor to execute the contracts. That's the motion.
All right.
The council needs to, one of y'all needs to make that motion.
Need a motion.
to adopt them.
All in favor, please raise your hand.
Unanimous. Items 1 through 12 are approved.
All right, Madam Clerk, could we take those other two, the other three? That we can bring, if I can get those on out the way.
You know, we've got 4 to be presented, new ones.
Okay, all right, we'll take them at each. We'll take them at each.
Let's do a four batch?
Item 13, mayoral veto of ordinance number 56-2024, hours of operation of ABC licensed businesses.
Okay.
Mr. President, as small business owners directly affected by the outcome of this agenda item, I've chosen to recuse myself from this item, so I will be exiting.
All right, thank you.
Make a motion to uphold the veto.
Wait, you have to wait till he leaves the room. Wait till he gets here.
Take his vote.
Now.
You
Okay.
do it now?
Yes, sir.
He ain't out of the room.
He's
Can you
not-
hear?
He's not
All
supposed
right,
to be
I make a
making-
motion to oppose veto.
He's not supposed to be making eye contact with y'all while y'all.
Okay.
All right. So, Ms. Blaylock, I got a motion to uphold the veto, but I have several people to sign up to speak on this item. So, take that motion and then have the conversation? Nope. The motion is on the floor. No, by rules, I need to go ahead and accept the motion.
Are you asking me if people
Yeah.
can discuss it?
Have we had the public hearing yet, Mr. President?
Ain't no public hearing on this.
Yeah, we had a public hearing when we passed it. Yeah.
This is in the bosom of the
public, it's
council,
over.
so at this point, public discussion, I mean, it's
All right, we got a motion on the floor.
the motion to uphold the veto and adhere to the ordinance.
No, that's not what we do.
Override the ordinance.
Override the ordinance.
Okay, you want to override the veto? And
No,
adhere-
No, we want to, let me, again, we want to uphold the veto,
Veto.
but you said to adhere to the ordinance, but the veto is to veto the ordinance.
We want to uphold the veto.
You want to uphold the veto
Right.
and defeat the ordinance.
Mr. President,
Mr. Mitchell?
I guess that's what I asked for the discussion at the work session, but you said that we'll have the discussion.
The council can have discussion, but
Yeah. So I would like to have the discussion before we vote on upholding or not upholding the veto, Mr. President.
All right, go ahead, Mr. Mitchell.
Are we calling your people that want to speak first, or you want me to go
No, we
first?
just gonna do with
Well,
go ahead. Hold on.
Want me to go?
This is what we're doing now. I'm gonna go ahead and allow the discussion, but it's a motion on the floor to uphold the veto. So if we're gonna have a discussion, we can take the motion and we can vote up or down on the motion and have a discussion on it. Because I think if we uphold the veto, it's gonna have to be a new ordinance anyway, a new resolution, a new ordinance.
Yeah, and that's why, Mr. President, I asked you in the work session could we have the discussion on it so we wouldn't have to have the discussion now, so we could have just voted it up and down then, Mr. President? And you told me, hey, let's wait until.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
Yes, sir.
I'll allow you to speak. Go ahead, Mr. Mitchell.
Yes, sir. So, Mr. President and Mr. Mayor, the reason that we created this ordinance, and this is nothing new. You have other cities, and I gave everybody a package. You have other cities in the state of Alabama. You have Orange Beach, you have Gulf Shores, you have Auburn, you have Tuscaloosa, you have Huntsville that have this same ordinance, and the only thing that they just naming it different, they're saying the hours of alcohol sale. Only thing we did is we tweaked the words to say hours of operation due to the fact that the city of Montgomery does not have an ordinance that prohibit, first of all, the state of Alabama do not have an ordinance that prohibit people from selling alcohol 24/7 outside of Sunday. So if you have a nightclub, event center in the city of Montgomery, we do not have an ordinance that they have to close at any certain time. So they can operate 24/7 outside of stopping to sell alcohol on Sunday. So we put this in place to make sure that every city council, 1 through 9, had problems with event centers, had problems with nightclubs, had problems with bars, and I can go through each city council district and naming each club, each venue that we had issues with. So we created it to make sure that those issues that we were seeing and people were complaining about, because most of those nightclubs, most of those event centers are within the confines of a community. And so we changed everything, because at first we said we weren't going to put event centers next door to each other. On Harrison Road, we have event centers right next to each other. On McGee Road, we have 3 or 4 nightclubs right next to each other, and they are in communities. So we did this due to the fact that we was having so many complaints. And, you know, I talked to Stacy, we kind of knew that we were going to get some people caught up in the net, and that's a simple fix. We could amend the time to say 6 in the morning if we saying that, hey, but if you look at those ordinances or those other cities that's big on tourism, they still have a 7 o'clock alcohol sale time. They still cutting off at 2 o'clock. We could make the amendments that we need, but we did this due to the number of complaints that every 9 of us have received about these nightclubs or these event centers operating late at night. And that's the only reason we brought, and this is nothing new, we carried this over multiple times. I gave everybody an opportunity to voice their opinion, and this thing got voted 7-1. Nobody had any issues, nobody had any concerns, and that's the thing that I'm saying. We brought this due to the fact, not because of just me, due to the fact that all 9 of us have brought an individual in here or a business in here, and it's not fair that we can tell certain business that you have to close. We've been telling our event centers, you got to close at 9 o'clock. We just had Torch in here. Torch got a complaint that they was operating past 9 o'clock. And we stood here and said, Torch, you got to close by 9. And so I'm just trying to make sure that we are being fair to everybody. And that's the only reason we created this order, Mr. President.
All right.
Mr. President,
Ms. Johnson.
unfortunately, I wasn't here that day, but I do know that I can't speak for any other counselor, but I personally spoke and asked about including the exception to the entertainment district in the downtown area due that we have so many hotels. But after speaking to other hotel owners, this affects them outside of the entertainment district. So I would ask that we uphold this veto of this amendment, and then if you want to reconsider it and bring something back, I'm looking at the other ordinances, and again, just like I stated, they have the exception to the entertainment district. I'm looking at the one from Birmingham. It's saying except the sales made on Sundays by bona fide private clubs and in hotel or motel guest rooms were permitted by state alcoholic beverage control board regulations. So all the ones that I was stating, and then we have a little something different that we haven't quite identified in the city of Montgomery, where we have baristas to include Hilltop that's in my district, and baristas and baristas that sell coffee, and they also sell alcoholic beverages in Prevail. I have numerous ones, and they are not quite captured in an identifying area. And so they're caught in the web of this. So if we did this again, it would have to be broken all the way down and specified where this is. If it's, I'm hearing event centers, lounges, and things of that nature, it needs to specify a club or an event center, a lounge, and not webbing everyone together, because business operations are so different and diversified throughout the city of Montgomery.
Mr. President?
Mr. Mitchell?
And what we're looking at, we are still looking at being fair across the board. When you're talking about where do we break it off of saying that we're going to exclude this person, because most restaurants, kitchen closed down at 1 o'clock. So when you're saying that it's disrupting the restaurant, if they having brunch, they are not starting brunch. We could say it at 5 o'clock. They're not starting brunch at 5. But Councillor Johnson, when you had Truth in downtown, Truth ended up leaving downtown due to the complaints that they were operating too late. So when you had B-Tops in North Montgomery, when it was in front of Brookview, you had several complaints because they was operating too late. So we cannot discriminate on one group of people and then take it out on other people. So if we're going to be fair across the board, let's be all the way fair. Let's don't single out certain people and say, hey, listen, we just don't want y'all can do it, but nobody else can do it. So the only thing I'm saying, if we're going to be fair, let's be fair across the board.
Mr. President,
Ready for
Mr.
vote?
Mitchell, I agree with you fully. I think close it too, and they can start serving mimosas at 5 in the morning. I'm fine with that. I don't care about I really don't care. Anybody wants to do it, but 2 o'clock, let's shut it down. And
I just wanted to serve eggs and bacon.
well,
Okay, all right.
so I agree with you, Rondé. Let's tweak it 2 to 6, and let's go on.
3 a.m. 3 a.m.
Look,
to
look,
5
look.
a.m.
This is what we have. We have a motion.
Call for the question.
Call for the question.
We got a question. We
What
got a
I'd like
motion on the
to see
floor.
Mr. Mitchell
Got a motion on the
do is
floor.
I think there's consent that we could fix the wording, but
Mr.
I'm gonna
Chairman,
call.
you had a call for the question, which closes
That
debate.
closed discussion. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Am I closing on myself?
Yeah, you closed.
You did
Okay.
it. Good.
All in favor of upholding the veto, do so by raising your hand. We don't have to tweak it before us.
4.
We don't have to tweak it, so we can't tweak it.
I need the no votes.
I guess Cracker Barrel won't eat
I
no
need the no
breakfast.
votes.
Okay, you got,
There were 4 yeses. I need the no votes. 1, 2, 4.
okay.
Mr. Pruitt, you were one of the notes.
Yes.
The motion to uphold the veto fails by lack of majority.
Okay.
So Cracker Barrel can't serve breakfast.
So what does that mean?
That means that there's a presumption of a positive motion to override the veto and adhere to the ordinance.
Mr. President,
Mr.
We
Mitchell.
just
so that simply means, Glenn, you and I can write an amendment to that.
Well, you've got to do this first. You've got to make the motion to adhere to the, to overrule the veto and adhere to the ordinance. Then you'll make a motion to reconsider the ordinance, then a motion to adopt again, and then a motion to amend.
And,
You'll have
and
to do it
council,
in that
that,
order.
ain't none of y'all got any idea what she just said.
I want to,
This is not about 2 a.m.
What I wanted this council to do is repeal it and bring us one
Ms.
back.
Ms.
Everybody
Ms.
I
say
was
you
gonna
wanna
repeal
reconsider.
it. I
I got
had
a
a
motion
repeal
from
on there,
Mr.
but the
Mitchell.
veto came
Hold on,
up
one at a
before the
time. I
repeal.
have a motion. Mr. Mitchell, go ahead and make your motion.
Mr. President, I want to make a motion to reconsider.
overrule the veto. You got to overrule the veto and adhere to the ordinance.
No, he want to make a motion to.
You've got to do this and then make a motion to reconsider it.
Okay.
Let's make a motion. Go ahead.
All right.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Mr. Mitchell.
It's the parliamentary
All
procedure
right. Okay, we have a motion on the floor
to
to overrule the veto
and adhere to the ordinance.
and adhere to the ordinance.
Now,
Now, we're going, go ahead, Mr. Mitchell.
Mr. President,
Mr. Mitchell.
I want to make a motion to,
well, you got to make the motion we've got to vote on that one and
Okay.
then make a motion to reconsider the ordinance.
yes, ma'am.
All
We
right.
got to get it through the proper motion to get it in the bosom of the council. So we need a vote on the motion to overrule.
Okay,
the
so we
veto and
starting
adhere
this
to the
all over, we
ordinance.
back it up.
At an overrule.
So what I think what I was hearing from the counselor is he wanted to reconsider his vote.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Well, you've got to get the, overrule the veto.
okay.
Then I make a motion to reconsider the ordinance after you overrule the veto.
So make a motion, just so,
The motion to overrule the veto is on the floor. Now, we
can't
need
make
to
a motion.
vote on that.
Need a vote, that's what I'm saying.
Okay, all in favor, please raise your hand.
What is the motion?
To override the veto?
Yeah.
Override the veto?
I'm not overriding it.
I'm not either.
But he's gonna bring it, he's
Put
bringing
your
it
hand
back.
back up.
He's gonna bring it back.
Withdraw it.
He's gonna bring it back.
Just withdraw it, we start over.
Yeah, come on, y'all.
Ms. Johnson, are you voting or abstaining?
I'm voting.
I'm in a state of unreadiness.
7. There's 7. Keep your hands up so I can get 1, 2, 3. Ms. Johnson, you're not voting.
I'm a no.
5, 6, 8,
unanimous.
and 9.
All right, Mr. Mitchell.
Mr. President,
That's 7 yeses. I need the no votes. It's going to be 1, 3,
Well, you had, once they
and
didn't
9.
vote,
Are you voting?
I ended up
no?
voting,
You're voting?
even though I was confused.
We're trying to get the
7,
mayor.
8, and 3 is the one that voted no, and I have 1 absent.
Okay.
Mr. Zemansky.
All right, Mr. Mitchell.
Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion to repeal that, reconsider that
The
ordinance.
Reconsider the ordinance.
Okay, all in favor, please raise your hand.
Unanimous.
All right, Mr. Mitchell.
Mr. President, I'll make a motion to,
Now motion to adopt, and then a motion to amend.
That's not what he's trying to do.
That's not what he's gonna
He's
do.
trying to withdraw it.
He's gonna withdraw it.
Withdraw the order. Yeah.
Can, so you want me to make a motion to repeal it?
Are you not going to amend it?
Not at this time.
we're gonna bring a new ordinance, Ms. Blaylock. So,
That's what, he should have just overridden.
Okay, so you reconsidered the ordinance. So
All right.
at this point, you're going to carry it over to the next agenda.
yes, that's,
No. He's trying to take it off the table. So what we should have did was just uphold the veto, but he wanted to have discussion on it. Then he make a decision as the
He
sponsor of the
overruled the
ordinance.
veto.
Are we
and
upholding the veto
adhere
or
to
not?
the ordinance. The ordinance is in place now as was adopted.
so let's make the amendment.
We gotta override the veto. We gotta
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say.
uphold the veto.
Mr. President, I'd like to reconsider the veto.
Okay, we've got motions on the floor, so we've got to get this straightened out. Mr. Mitchell, do you withdraw all of your motions?
I withdraw all my motions, Ms. Blaylock.
That carries it back to you
Councilors.
overrule the veto and adhere to the ordinance, and that carried.
Okay, so we need to make a motion to reconsider. We didn't have a
Yeah.
majority.
That's what I did.
It depends on what y'all want to do, because I said he needed
The
to
bottom
make a-
line, we're trying to uphold the veto.
Can I make a motion to
The
reconsider?
council voted to overrule the veto.
That's what I was trying to explain in the beginning. That was what we were not trying
The
to do.
motion to uphold the veto was defeated 4-4.
We want to reconsider it, though. We want to reconsider that item.
That's what I was trying to do.
Yeah,
And
that's
that's what I said was the next motion, was the motion to reconsider the
Yes.
ordinance.
So one of you four have to make the motion to reconsider.
Okay, you've overridden the veto and adhered to the ordinance.
I want to make a motion to reconsider.
Yes.
That was
The
no
veto.
vote. Okay, all right, thank you. Have a motion to reconsider by Mr. Grimes.
Okay, now we need to vote on that one. to
Okay,
get it
all in favor of reconsider, please raise your hand.
Unanimous.
All right, Mr. Grimes.
Motion to reconsider the veto. Upholding the veto.
Okay, all in favor of upholding the veto, please raise your hand.
Unanimous.
It's a Christmas
you.
miracle.
So, Mr. President,
Mr. Mitchell?
so I will have a new ordinance in front of the council on the next city council meeting. So,
Good idea.
thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you. All right, on that public communication,
CC, you need to explain what we just did, because ain't nobody.
yeah, we just confused the public.
You confused the clerk.
All right, so what just happened on the ordinance? We upheld the veto, so we do not have an ordinance in place when it comes to hours of operation, when it comes, so things is back as usual when it started. I have, go ahead, somebody, you saying something?
Council, I need to change the motion. You made a motion to reconsider the ordinance. You upheld the veto. You made the motion to reconsider the ordinance. The last motion should have been to defeat the ordinance, not uphold the veto, because
Let me repeal
that should have been defeat the ordinance.
So what you need from the council?
We just voted.
I will just change the verbiage on it, that the motion was to defeat the ordinance,
Yeah. That's
to
what we
deny
did.
the ordinance, to
Well,
deny
I
the
thought it would
ordinance.
stick with the veto, it denied the ordinance.
You dealt with the veto at the very first one.
Okay.
Then you did the motion to overrule. Then you made a motion to reconsider the ordinance. You didn't make a motion to reconsider the motion.
Okay, you got it now?
Grimes said
Yes, sir.
We,
I'll get it in the minutes.
okay. So we did away with it. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Mitchell, for that confusion.
Hey, I listened to the, I was never set in stone. I want to make sure that we have an ordinance that works for everybody.
Okay.
I will, if we can, put it in,
Yeah, we'll do that.
put it so we can bring it back up. Thank you, sir.
You did what now?
No, we gonna.
I ain't gonna put it on something else.
We good, we good. I'm gonna get with Glenn. So let me explain. On all the people that sign up on item 13 to talk before the council, we're gonna move past that because that ordinance is not before us. So I don't think we need to have any discussion. So as we work this ordinance in the future, then I want the public communication to get involved in how we try to critique this, whether we go forward or not. So that's where we at. I apologize for you guys coming out to talk about that and didn't get a chance to talk. But we heard your concerns and we got back to what the original thing was, to operate within the city of Montgomery like it's business as usual. Thank you for your time. All right.
Item 14, ordinance rezoning 2 lots located at 1751 Yarborough Street from an R65D district to a B2Q district.
All right.
We've had the public hearing on this one. This is before the council for a vote.
Okay, I have two people to speak before this, Robert and Carol. Okay. Kenya and Carol and Robert Carol, I'm sorry. All right, need a motion, Ms. Johnson.
Mr. Mayor, I'm to my mayor. Mr. President, y'all got me all messed up. Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion to adopt.
All right, all in favor, please raise your hand.
Unanimous. Resolution, the ordinance is adopted.
And I'd like to just make a statement. Councilor Mitchell, I appreciate your comments at the last council meeting about how things are adjusting and changing, and I appreciate you all for going through the economic development and everything you needed to do. So, as we stated, hopefully this is something we can create a playbook to replicate and start our own Highland neighborhood business district.
All right. Did you get the vote? All of
Yes.
All right. Good luck with your business. Thank you. Merry Christmas.
See how long these things go.
Item 15, review of Evergreen Estates, 4590 Troy Highway.
All right. All right, let's get back together. Item 16, Mr. Mitchell, review.
Oh, yes, sir.
There's a Miss Ashley Taylor that's supposed to be here representing that.
Ms. Ashley Taylor.
Mr. President.
Mr. Mitchell.
Hey, Ms. Taylor, how you doing today?
I'm doing good. How are you?
How long have you been the property manager out there?
Almost 2 years.
Ms. Taylor, I get so many calls about sewage above ground, cars that's inoperable that's out there, trailers that's not livable, that people can go in and out, gunshots. So tell me, what are you guys doing to bring this? I know at one point you guys had security guards, y'all had cameras. I used to ride through there, wasn't no cars everywhere. So tell me, what has changed in the last 2 years that you have been there?
So the first thing that you stated about the sewer issue, we did have, so we had Roto-Rooter to come out. We found out that in the main sewer line, there is a break in one of the lines. Right now, we do have a bypass system that's set up. We have a vendor that's going to come out in January to repair the sewer lines. So that will be resolved in January. Now, since I've been there, at first I did have a little bit more help with security in the daytime because I had security in the daytime. Now I had to change my security to the nighttime due to my residents having a lot of concerns about a lot of issues going on with people walking around. So what I try to do on a day-to-day basis is get out in the community. I tag the cars. I give them notice before I do tag the cars. I can say, since I've been there, I've seen a change in Evergreen, but of course that's going to take some time.
Yes, ma'am.
When it comes to the security, When it comes to the gunshots, let me say that. We are close to Regency Park. So back in the back part of our first two streets,
Yes, ma'am.
it is very hard to indicate if that's actually coming from our community or if it's coming from the neighborhood that's behind us. Now, I can say any criminal activity that happens out there in that community, I have been terminating leases.
Yes, ma'am.
Any criminal act, any guns being pulled out, I don't care if it was fired or anything, I do terminate the leases.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm trying my best to do what I can do as the community manager out there because Evergreen needed a great leadership to turn it around. And it's going to happen, but some things take just a little bit more time.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So what we plan on doing, we're going to meet with the businesses that's on Troy Highway to try to make sure that we're working together. I just really appreciate you, Ms. Taylor, coming down, so when individuals call me, I can address some of the issues you just said. So I greatly thank you.
Oh, thank you so much.
Oh, I got one question. Can I?
Mr. Grimes?
Ma'am, is your sewer a self-contained system or is it on city sewer? That's okay. I mean, that's all.
I'm not. I think it's self because it's not on the city.
Okay, so it all runs to field lines. You kind of all run it to one area, probably.
Yes.
Okay, so you got a problem with those?
With one of the manholes. So it's kind of hard to explain, but it's one of our manholes, like 90 feet into the woods.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Taylor.
Thank you.
No further action needed?
No, ma'am. It's just, if I have any other issues, I'll reach out to her.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Mitchell.
Item 16, ordinance amending section 21-32, composition, appointment, and term of office of members of the planning commission.
Okay, council? I think you guys asked that we carry this item over for more
Yeah,
discussion.
do we have a problem with that? Okay, all right.
We're gonna carry it over, consensus of the council.
Item 17, ordinance amending license tax classifications in section 16-106. And Mr. President, you have a substitute on this one, so we're...
I did see that. All right. I need a motion to suspend the rules. I need a motion to suspend.
I move suspend rules.
Okay, all in favor, please raise your hand. All in favor, please raise your hand on the suspension of the rules.
Oh, okay. We're gonna,
All right, then we're gonna do the substitute.
all right.
Now we need a motion to adopt, then substitute.
Unanimous.
Motion to adopt.
Now we need a motion to substitute.
Motion to substitute.
Where is
All right.
this, Mr. President?
I gave the copies to the president. She should be passing them out. You'll notice in red the changes that revenue requested.
Hey, give me one more, man. I don't need one, I read it already. All right, so we have a motion on the floor to adopt and then a motion to substitute.
That's correct.
All right, all in favor, please raise your hand.
Of the substitute.
Of the substitute.
All in favor, please raise your hands.
One moment, please.
Lord have mercy, Jesus.
Got it?
All right, we got five.
Wait,
Gonna put some
wait.
confusion down.
It's unanimous. Mr. Mitchell, it's unanimous.
All right, thank you.
Now the motion to adopt is substituted.
Vote on the motion. You already
It's
got
on
the
the
motion on the floor.
floor.
Vote.
All right, all in favor, please raise your hand.
Unanimous. The
the
ordinance is
motion on the
adopted
floor.
as substituted.
Need votes. Is that all your votes?
All right,
Yes, sir. We got it. Item 18, ordinance repealing ordinance number 40-2024, gun identification.
Mr. Pruitt.
Mr. President, this is sort of similar to what Mr. Mitchell was facing a minute ago. I don't think that this law is going to be upheld by the city. I think we've gotten a letter from the AG's office giving us 60 days that we're going to be in a lawsuit. We're not enforcing it, so what I'd like to do is repeal this. And I'd like to come back with an ordinance that would work.
Mr. Pruitt.
Yes.
I know what you're trying to do, and I understand it, but this ordinance that you passed and we passed it now as a council, the citizens of Montgomery really,
I get it, CC, but we are not enforcing it. They have been told not to enforce it. We cannot win in court. And why are we doing something that
Illegal.
I want it as much as anybody, and supposedly legal has got a ordinance that we think we can win in court, or come closer to winning, but I have not seen it, so.
All right, you got a
Mr.
motion.
Pruitt.
Yep, yes.
Before you pull it, I'd ask if we could hold off to the new year.
Mayor, I will go ahead and we're voting, y'all don't have to suspend the rules or whatever, but I've been carrying this thing over for months and months and months.
Well, I think when it comes to common sense gun reform, some of these things are going to have to be litigated. And, you know, I take the position that there's some things worth fighting for.
I agree, but we have one though, Mayor. They have one supposedly that we felt pretty comfortable with, but I have yet to see it.
Well, I've yet to see it as well. So, I mean, I think that as we discuss this, and I don't mind discussing with you and the President or any other member of the council about it before we pull it, because we're prepared to take this to court. I'm not as sold as you are that there's not some middle ground between cities and the state where this is concerned to reduce gun violence in our city, and in particular those who have access to them and are carrying them. You know, we know we've got that issue here in our city. We're working on it. You all been very helpful in doing that, but I think this gives us an opportunity to have this debate in the courts and challenge the state where that's concerned. And I'm not the only one. We're not the only city that is in this position.
I'm with you 100%, but this ain't the ordinance though. There's another one that supposedly we have written up or drawn up or whatever that we feel good about, and I'm okay with that one, but this one's.
I haven't seen that one, so I just asked the council before you pull this gun ordinance for us to review maybe the one that Mr. Pruitt has seen for us to discuss that.
Mr. President, I got one question.
Mr. Grimes?
Ms. Bellinger, do you think we'll have that other ordinance in first meeting in January?
One's been drafted and it's been provided to, and it was just tonight, Councillor Pruitt. Tonight, we emailed it to you and to Chief Grayboys to get his input, because there are a couple of questions we have about if we impound the weapon, how we can return it to them, but we've got a rough draft.
Okay.
But that's the draft, Mayor. I think that if we need to go to court, I think that's the draft that we feel comfortable with.
I haven't seen it.
No, I hadn't either, but I'm saying this is coming from upstairs.
Can we carry it over, Glenn, in 2 weeks and replace it with the new one in 2 weeks?
You don't want to do like a Rondays?
No. Well, I'm do whatever y'all want to do.
Ronday, you want to make a motion?
All right, we need a motion to suspend.
On the council too, you put the new ordinance in your public safety committee meeting.
All right, so we got to go to work.
We canceled that though.
That's what I'm saying.
We canceled the meeting, but
it was in the public
nothing
safety
has been done to remove it from, you would have to pull it back.
Hey, I'm gonna make a motion to take this, repeal this, and then if we repeal it, then we'll have a work session.
All right, I need a motion to suspend the rules.
Yeah, move suspend the rules.
All in favor, please raise your hand.
It needs to come out of committee first.
3.
All right,
Okay.
good try. We ready to move on. Next item.
Number 19, application for a towing company doing business is MAG Towing, 7917 Arrowhead Forest Court.
Mr. Grimes? The owners for MAG Towing Company in the audience? MAG Towing Company, Mr. Grimes?
I haven't spoken to him.
So what's she gonna do? What's the wheel of the council?
He wants.
You asking for a towing company?
No, I'm gonna no. I don't want him operating a
So
towing
what's your
company.
motion?
To deny.
I need a motion to suspend the rules.
No, he's not here.
I need a motion to suspend the rules.
Motion to suspend the rules.
All in favor, please raise your hand.
Unanimous.
Motion to deny.
All in favor, please raise your hand.
6. Mr. Calhoun,
I'm
you
a no.
abstain? Or you're
No, I'm a
no?
no. I'm a no.
You're
Okay,
a no.
that's fine.
The motion to deny carries 6-1. We have 2 absent. 20, application for retail beer off premises only, doing business as A&B Sale, 2817 Lower Wetumpka Road.
Mr. Patel?
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Your name for the record.
Miss Erica Gaston.
Ashish Patel.
Okay.
All right. I'd like to make a motion to suspend the rules.
Okay. Let me do the public hearing. This is a public hearing. Anyone like to speak against this item, please come forward. Declare the public hearing has been held as proper for the council. Ms. Johnson.
Motion to suspend the rules.
All in favor, please raise your hand.
Unanimous.
Motion to adopt.
All in favor, please raise your hand.
Unanimous. Resolution is adopted.
Good luck with your business.
Mr. President,
Good luck with your business.
Thank you so much.
Mr. Mitchell.
I'd like to suspend the rules for the rest of the agenda.
All in favor, please raise your hand.
Item 21, resolution reappointing Katie Bell to the Board of Trustees, Montgomery City Council Public Library. Now,
All right.
Motion to adopt.
All in favor,
well,
please.
you need to do the suspend the rules.
I thought he did it for the rest of the agenda.
Mr. President,
Mr. Mitchell.
I'd like to suspend the rules for the rest of the agenda.
Thank you, sir. All in favor, please raise your hand.
Unanimous.
Motion to adopt.
All in favor, please raise your hand.
Unanimous. Resolution is adopted. Item 22, resolution reappointing Cassandra E. Brown to the Board of Trustees, Montgomery City County Public Library.
Motion to adopt.
All in favor, please raise your hand.
Unanimous. Resolution is adopted. 23, resolution appointing Kim Ward to the Montgomery Clean City Commission.
All in favor, please raise your hand.
Who made the motion?
I did.
Ms. Johnson.
Unanimous. Resolution is adopted. Item 24, resolution declaring, authorizing, and assessing cost of abatement of public nuisances on various lots.
Motion to adopt.
All in favor, please raise your hand.
Unanimous. Resolution is adopted.
Okay, so now we're gonna go to the ordinance.
Yes, sir. We have 2 ordinances and 2 resolutions. We need to start with the ordinances.
Okay.
Ordinance acknowledging receipt and accepting additional funding from the Montgomery County Commission for trial funding for $200,000.
Okay. All right, that was some money that the county sent to the city that we'd have to be in agreement to accept.
These are ARPA funds.
ARPA funds. So I need a motion to suspend the rules. I know you don't have that. I just gave it to Brooke.
I have got a handwritten one that, because this just happened, and they got
Today,
a
right
handwritten
before
one
the
to
meeting,
me right at following work session.
What was it?
You want me to read the whole resolution, the ordinance to you?
Motion to suspend the rules.
All right, have a motion to suspend the rules. All in favor, please raise your hand.
Unanimous.
All right, Mr. Mitchell.
Motion to adopt.
All in favor, please raise your hand.
Unanimous. The ordinance is adopted. Second is an ordinance amending fiscal year 2025 budget to provide funding for personnel department.
Motion to suspend the rules.
All in favor, please raise your hand.
Unanimous.
Motion to adopt.
All in favor, please raise your hand.
Unanimous. Ordinance is adopted. Resolution authorizing agreement for Community Violence Intervention Program Administration Services by Family Guidance Center, $2,413,000.
Motion to suspend the rules.
All in favor, please raise your hand. These are ARPA funds.
These have to be approved tonight, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, these got to be funded.
Yes. Unanimous.
Motion to adopt.
All in favor, please raise your hand.
Unanimous. Resolution is adopted. Resolution authorizing execution of agreement for Community Violence Intervention Program with Central Alabama Crime Stoppers, $200,000.
I have a question on that one, if someone can come talk to me on that. Yes, sir. And on both of them, you know, I think we approved these as a council back early up in the year. So why are these coming before the council and have not been expenditure to these organizations?
So as far as the time frame is concerned, I don't know.
Okay.
I thought you was gonna ask me specific questions about Central Alabama Crime Stoppers.
Yeah, I mean, we done had that conversation. When I
Yeah.
look at Central Alabama Crime Stoppers, when we talk about crime prevention, we know what their roles are. So what would be their role in crime prevention?
Gotcha. So Live Free and Family Guidance will be working together to get the community violence intervention program started, but it takes them 3 to 4 months to actually get everybody hired, find a building, and get them trained.
Okay.
So while they're doing that, Crime Stoppers is actually going to be implementing their part, which is actually increasing the capacity of neighborhood watches. They're also going to restart Moms Demand Action, Students Demand Action, and they're doing some after-school programs as well. So all of this ties in with community violence intervention.
Okay. Last question. Where are the after-school programs going to be held? Where? What schools?
We don't know that
We haven't
yet.
identified
We
those
haven't
yet?
identified that
Okay.
yet, no.
Mr. President,
Mr. Johnson.
I'm going to approve these, but I just need to make this statement. As a council as a whole, and as we're working through this ARPA process, it has not been fluid. It has not. We should not have received this today. The issue I had, I want to go back, I'm going to read an excerpt that's in these contracts, because what I'm finding is funds are not being distributed like they should, or we're not getting updates on projects. Now, not all of them, because I'm going to go ahead and say, Pipe don't give us what we need. Pipe is coming through. They going to update all their projects, but when these projects are in other spaces, going out to other organizations, we are not being updated. We should have a quarterly update. That should be going to Ms. Beeville and coming to the council. And I almost feel like everybody need to come and report to us, because we have not been getting the updates. This is not transparent. As a government, we should be operating in transparency. The council don't even know what's going on, so we can't even be transparent to tell you what's happening. So I'm gonna just read this, because y'all know, I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna say it. I'm not going to jail, but no, I'm gonna say it. So subrecipients and beneficiaries are required to make quarterly reports of their expenditures to the city and the county for preceding quarters until the funds are spent. The contract also requires them to communicate any budget changes to the project monitor. Additionally, the project monitor should be communicating with each organization regularly and providing leadership with updates. If the subrecipient or beneficiary does not complete the financial reporting or fails, I need to highlight this, to spend the money in the manner designated by the contract, which came through resolution to the council. We've already made these, so any changes that's happening, it needs to be a new contract coming to this council and a new resolution. Nothing is done in the departments without coming through the council when it comes to these ARPA dollars. Because when all said and done, that'll fall on the mayor and the council, not the departments that's making decisions and changing things. And so to spend money in the manner designated by the contract, and then the city could explore options to amend or terminate contract. I want to highlight that. If you are receiving ARPA dollars and you are not doing what was said in these contracts and changes are being made, we have the right to suspend or terminate that contract and put another RFP out. We are approaching December 31st, and the city of Montgomery has not been doing what we're supposed to be doing, council, and we ain't been holding, and the compliance is real. We're receiving huge federal dollars. If we mess this up, we won't get any more federal dollars. We have to do this right. We have to do this right.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Johnson. Thank you, Mr. Constable.
Thank you, Marcia.
Yes.
All right.
Don't have a motion.
We need a motion to suspend the...
Motion to suspend the rules.
All in favor, please raise your hand.
What do we spend the rules for?
Unanimous.
Motion to adopt.
All in favor, please raise your hand.
But this can't happen again. It cannot, we can't do this.
Resolution is adopted.
Thank you.
It's a change, man.
Mr. President, I do have some contingency funds put before the council. I put a sheet before you for District 3, $1,500 to Erinwood Neighborhood Association, $250 to MPS for Capitol Heights Middle School for our PBIS store, $1,350 to Uptown Neighborhood Association, $500 to Boss Youth League, $2,000 to ASU Foundation for Women's Flag Football Team, $4,000 to Destiny Driven, and for District 6, $1,500 to Southern League Baseball.
All right, anyone else?
Yes, sir, Mr. President. I need to do 500 to Rosa Parks Day Junior Golf Classic.
I can't hear you.
500 to Rosa Parks Day Junior Golf Classic.
I'm not understanding. I'm sorry.
500 to Rosa Parks Golf Classic.
Thank you, Mr. Grimes.
Filling in.
Is anybody else?
Anyone else?
Before we can move on, CC, do we need as a council to vote on what we talked about that to just?
I'm gonna let Stacy address that.
Okay.
Well, we've still got to vote on this.
Yeah, we need a vote. Need a motion for approval. All in favor, please raise
Motion
your hand.
approved.
All in favor, please raise your hand.
Unanimous.
All right.
Thank you, council. That's all I have.
All right. All right, so, we have anything from council's committee? I guess we can talk about that. And I text Ms. Bellinger about the discussion that we had earlier in the executive session. And it's my understanding that we can do a resolution that's signed by the council because we don't have anything before us to vote on right now, and then that will work to give the mayor to approve, to do the agreement that we talked about.
Okay, we're gonna have that pretty quick.
I'll get that like this week, before you break for Christmas. All right, I'll work on that in the morning.
Okay.
All right. Any other thing from the council?
Mr. President.
Ms. Johnson. Y'all work me today, man.
I know. I appreciate you. Thank you for everything you do. I asked that we carry over this about the planning commission because I feel like I've mentioned it a few times. So with this coming up, maybe this can be our place where we really take the time as a council and look at how we're appointing to boards, who we're appointing to boards, and if there's anything that needs to be updated. Because from just looking back, some of this stuff date back to, I ain't trying to put my age out there, but before I was born.
We know.
It goes back from before I was born, and we're approaching 2025. And as we adjusted and moving the city forward, we need to ensure that the things that we do behind the scenes are also moving forward and staying in place and up to date so that the decisions that are made are done in accordance to what we're doing. And we just haven't done those reviews like we should. And as a council, I think we need to take accountability and do that as we're doing this for the Planning Commission. Yes.
All right, thank you, Ms. Johnson.
Thank you, Mr. President.
I have some, Mr. President. I need, Mrs. Blaylock, do you have that information on Beeline, on Fairview?
Yes, ma'am, I do. You had limited their store hours to 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. And I've received the information on their new security guard company. They're with W&S Security LLC, and they sent me their contract agreement with them as well as a certification from the Alabama Security Regulatory Board. So they've met the requirements that you were asking of them.
Yes, ma'am.
And we're requesting for you to change the time.
Yes, ma'am. Also, Mr. President, they have a contract with Shell Service Station, the gas company, that they have to be open 24 hours to keep their binding contract with them. So we're asking for them to be open 24 hours with security 24 hours at that store as well.
That's Shell at 830 West Fairview Avenue.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
All right.
And you're going to allow them to be open 24/7.
Yes, ma'am. Is that okay, Mr. President?
Okay, since the council had voted on that, the other hours, they need to vote on this also.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, need a motion to suspend the rules?
It's not, it's just a motion to uphold
Okay.
extension of hours.
You gonna make a motion?
Just a motion to extend the hours for 24 hours due to the fact that they do have a binding contract with Shell Gas Company that arbitrates them to be open 24 hours, and they do have 24-hour security, certified security on property at all times.
All right. All right, is that the consensus of the council? You need a show of hands. All in favor of the motion, please raise your hand.
Unanimous.
All right. All right, I had two people to speak, wanted to speak to me on the Shell, or speak to the council on the Shell Fairview location. Are you in the audience? I see Shan.
I think those were the two owners.
A4. In Big?
I think these are the two
Okay.
owners of this station.
They don't need to speak anymore. They don't
Okay. You signed up on the roster to speak? You,
hey, good evening, sir.
Speaking to the mic, please, sir.
Is it good now?
Yeah.
So.
Your name?
My name is Vivek.
Okay.
And I'm representing Fairview Convenience Science, the gas station which we were just speaking about.
Okay, so you know what just happened? they extended the hours from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. for 24-hour operation. So that's what you requested and what you want to speak to us, see with that. So you're good to go. Good luck with your business.
Thank you.
Anything else?
All right.
Also, Mr. President, I want to put out some information, if you don't mind.
Can I do my?
Oh, yeah.
All right, then I come back. I asked council as a committee, no one said anything.
Oh, okay.
All right, in our public communication, non-agenda